Before we start, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please, not in order.
The fourth family. This family is distinguished by the builders of the pyramids and its founder, King Senefru, and after him Khufu, the son of King Senefru, then Khafra, and he was the one who built the second pyramid. Abu al-Hol and then Menkaura. It is likely that the capital of her king was Memphis. About 400 years ago, the ancient Egyptians built the tombs of their kings in the form of terraces throughout the reign of the kings of the 1st and 2nd dynasties. Until the birth of an architect who was a master, Imhotep, who built the king's tomb to be higher than the tombs of his subjects and made the king's tomb a pyramid. And the step pyramid that Imhotep built remained the basis the knowledge of building among the ancients for a period of nearly a full century. Until the end of the rule of the 3rd dynasty and the reign of the 4th dynasty began. The transfer of power from one family to another allowed a renewal in thought and development in the ancient Egyptian civilization. Many historians see clear fingerprints for every civilized family from what came before it, and this is the summit and greatness of the human development of the ancient Egyptian civilization. Which is that they were searching with a keen desire for everything that is new and innovative. The transfer of power was observed. From the 3rd to the 4th dynasty, it was quiet. Perhaps Senefru or the kings of the 4th dynasty were related to the kings of the 3rd dynasty. Which confirms that King Senefru took care to complete the construction of the Pyramid of Mitam and his temple, which began to be built by the last king of the 3rd dynasty. This matter was a lot occurring in ancient times. But we saw in modern times the ancient Egyptians kings destroying the temples of their predecessors or scraping their names and erasing them from the temples they built, as happened to Hatshepsut. For example, because it usurped the throne of Egypt. The 4th dynasty Most probably, the transfer of power from the 4th family was a peaceful one, as Senefru married a sub-wife and founded the 4th family. Snefru. It is the abbreviated name of Ptah Nefroi. Senefru ruled 26 years, and the Turin Papyrus mentioned 24 years, and we know a lot about the news of Senefru through Palermo stone, including that he built a large number of palaces and temples. That queen, Merzonk, is the mother of Senefru. She was one of the wives of King Huni, and that Senefru deserved to inherit the throne through his marriage to Princess Hetepharis, daughter of Huni, who bore the title, Daughter of God, and that their marriage took place before the death of Huni, the last king of the 3rd family. Senefru combined strength and mercy. So he ruled and led his country and his people to a better life shrouded in peace and security. And the economy flourished during his reign thanks to his encouragement to establish trademarks with Phoenicia and better use of his country's resources. When studying the inscriptions on the temple that was erected or on the bas-reliefs and the color drawings on the tombs that were built in the era of King Senefru in the Dashur or Mitam region, it was found that the Egyptian artist in his time reached the height of his greatness, so that the Egyptian artists in the following eras can be said except in a few cases. Navy fleet. He sent a fleet of 40 ships to bring cedar wood, pine, from the port of Jebel in Lebanon according to what was mentioned in Palermo stone, which are the wood that was used and made of the doors and some of the interior parts of the king's pyramids. And those woods are still in good condition until now and still are resilient to the factors of time for which they were used, such as fixing some stones or supporting them in their places. Despite the passage of more than 4,600 years. Palermo also mentioned the news of the construction of 60 ships, each with 16 oars. The military activity of King Senefru. Interested in securing the borders, so he launched a campaign to Nubia to restore security and tranquility to Egypt's southern borders. This campaign was mentioned on the second face of Palermo stone, and through the numbers it becomes clear to us the extent of the resistance that King Senefru faced there. His army returned with 7,000 of captives and 200,000 heads of bulls and sheep. King Senefru called Nashio, meaning the Sudanese, and this name was intended for all the tribes that live south of the Egyptian border. Sending disciplinary campaigns to the Sinai Bedouin, who used to raid turquoise and copper mines and caravans of merchants. And an inscription of him was found on the rocks of the cave mountain, representing King Senefru as he disciplined the prisoners. And the deeds of King Senefru became an example for the kings after him, and on Sunday the texts written about him after his death for nearly 1,000 years. One of the kings is proud of his works there and assures to succeeding generations that none of the kings who ruled Egypt after him have done the same as what King Senefru did, as he deserved to glorify a God who protects the region along with the idols Hathor and Sobad. He sent another campaign to Libya and brought 11,000 prisoners and 13,000 bulls and sheep from it. Soon, wealth came with securing Egypt's northern borders with the Bedouin of Sinai and the Libyans in Egypt's southern borders, and a great civilizational renaissance began in Egypt. And trade exchange between Egypt and its neighbors began. With the state of peace that Egypt witnessed in his era, the effects of civilized progress and innovations in the social life of the people in general, especially in the arts, appeared. And the art of building and architecture witnessed the summit of this progress. Khufu. Archaeologists have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Khufu was one of the sons of Senefru from his first wife, Queen Hetepheres. And King Khufu ruled Egypt for nearly 23 years from 2574 to 2550 BC. Khufu was the second pharaoh of the 4th dynasty, a son of King Senefru and Queen Hetepheres, and his tomb, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Khufu left us very little recorded information about his reign. Despite its huge pyramid, the only statue we have of King Khufu himself is just a small statue carved out of ivory, about 3 inches long. How to build the Pyramid of Khufu, the wonder of wonders. Khufu is the owner of the Great Pyramid of Giza, which is the first of the 7 wonders of the world and the only complete one of the ancient wonders of the ancient world that still exist until now. One of the 7 wonders of the world, rather it is a wonder of wonders, because it passed away and he remained alone.
We will meet you in a new story tomorrow, God willing. If you like the video, click like me and subscribe to the channel to receive all new